Welcome, everyone. This is Jonathan, just regular old Jonathan here today. I know that's different for a Monday, but that's because we're doing something a little different. As you know, in the month of June, we got all kinds of different stuff going on, all kinds of fun guest stars. And today, we've got a special one-shot for you that was conceived of and is going to be run by our good friend Dawn, who you usually see here every Monday. But she's in a different seat this time, so that's fun. Just a reminder that this stream and the rest of our Sunday and Monday streams through the rest of the month are, just like the previous ones, sponsored by Hero Forge, which is the website where you can create your own minis. You can order them, have them printed off and sent to you, or if you got a 3D printer in your home, you can just get the file and print them off yourself, which is a lot of fun. Want to see some videos about that? Check out our YouTube channel. But you know, choose from dozens of fantasy races, thousands of items, and mix and match to create your perfect hero over on HeroForge.com. But without further ado, let's get to the game. Dawn, in the driver's seat. Take it away. I can't hear you.
It's because I was muted. Off to a good start. All right, hi, welcome to our game. So this is a special one-shot set in the homebrew campaign that I have talked about in my GM diaries. And first off, I would like to go around and introduce everyone. And why don't we start with Kevin, who's right next to me.
Thank you. I will start. I'm used to being here on Mondays, but in a very different character than what you're going to see tonight. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And next we have Saber, who's playing Angelo the Bard.
Everyone, brand new to this. Looking forward to an exciting time, taking risks and having fun.
And we've got Dr. Megan playing Yella.
Yes. Yella.
Okay. Yella. Also a bard and a rogue.
Yes. I had to go with the funny spelling because that's, what we do.
And last but not least, we have Travis playing Ricardo the Fighter.
Hello. Yeah, I'm going to be playing Ricardo Tortilla, the Fighter Extraordinaire.
All right. So we'll definitely learn more about these players in a little bit, but let's jump into the game. So our adventure is set in the Esnan Empire. It's an arid country known for mining and trade routes between Dwarven, Orcish, and Halfling-controlled countries. The empire has been ruled by an elvish family, and their main industry is trade. So they have a pretty diverse country. Humans and elves make up kind of the majority, but it is fairly common to see any particular race walking around, living or traveling through the country. About 50 years ago, the previous king passed away, leaving no apparent heir, as both of his next closest siblings were twins who passed away, and they each had a child, so it was unclear who the next in line was to be. Without having an heir, there resulted in a fierce rivalry between his niece Bahama and nephew Taral over whom the rightful heir should be. So over the years, the rivalry has escalated, becoming a civil war, each side growing stronger in each attack. The most recent attack was on the White City, which was the capital of the Esnan Empire. Bahama had taken control of it, but Terrell led an attack allied with an ancient blue dragon, Kadru. After claiming the city, though, Kadru refused to return it to Terrell, and a small band of forces from both Bahama and Terrell joined together to defeat Kadru. Bahama did retaliate and flooded the valley where Terrell's family home was located and destroying many of his resources. Upon rumors that Terrell is developing a new, intensely powerful magical weapon capable of destroying all of her forces and some of the countryside, Bahama has employed the wisest mages in her forces to come up with a ritual to stop him. She sent out a representative to 8 ley lines where it so happens lies temples to the two-faced gods. All of the gods in this setting are in pairs. It is common, it is common for the followers to carry coins to the pair of gods that they worship, one side having each face of each god. Our party has been hired and tasked with escorting Advin to Hartos College. Advin is one of the mages that Biaham has employed to perform this ritual. He wasn't able to travel by teleportation circle or by magic means due to both some of the components being a little unstable, as well as fear that Terrell has actually learned how to track some of the teleportation circles. So our party must make the journey the old-fashioned way. We join them towards the end of their journey across the arid plains. They're about a day away from Hartos College and have just started to climb the mountainside that the college is nestled into. And they are on the lookout for signs that Terrell's followers are on their tail. So let's join in with our party. And as we kind of turn around the corner of a switchback mountainside, we'll go in the same order. Kevin, what does Init's need look like?
Init appears smaller than he actually is the first thing. Looks like he's collapsing in on himself. He is a half-elf, all greens and grays for clothes, not any pattern to it, just sort of shapes. Very pale green eyes, very medium brown hair. The only armament he's got is a small curved short sword on his hip. If you look down at his feet, his boots have got toes, all 5 on each foot. And as he walks, you can see behind him, it's almost like gecko padding on the bottom. Other than that, like I said, everything's green and gray except for the little belt that holds the sword is dark red. They're not very small, very thin, very unassuming. And I would, if we're expecting trouble from behind, I would absolutely be at the back and at the tree line.
All right. So we've got Unit at the back. And what does Angelo look like? What? Oh, I think you're muted.
Hold it on. Angelo's a half orc. He has teal grayish skin and short dreadlocks on his head. He has a large cloak on and is carrying like a bongo drum. He has 2, as is typical of some orcs, tusks that come up under his bottom, over his top lip, I should say, in an underbite kind of fashion. He looks really happy-go-lucky and friendly and like he's having a good time no matter what he's doing. And I would imagine that he would be pretty far back in the group as well. He looks like he should be a tank, but he's definitely more of a soft-hearted kind of featured guy.
Sounds like you're taking up the rear with Unit. So moving up the party line, Yella.
So Yella is a full elf, aquatic, blue skin, greenish blue hair, walks with a little bit of a swagger. Long coat with her sword down the side, her hair is pulled back in a fairly tight braid to not get in the way. Just a little kind of half cocky smile. She struts more than she walks, and she's definitely in the middle of the group, keeping an eye on everything. but making herself be known there as well.
All right. So, probably at the front of the group, unless I'm wrong, is Ricardo. So, what does Ricardo look like?
Ricardo, he has a very nice mustache. He has brownish hair that's probably about shoulder length or so, and hazel eyes. He normally dresses down, but in an adventuring sense, he is going to be bulked up a little bit more with some chainmail and things like that. And his prized possession is his beautiful cloak, which billows just beautifully behind him. And he also has a sword that it's a long sword, but it's a bit thinner than a normal sword. And upon whispering a secret phrase, it comes to life with flame. And he would probably be leading. He'd probably be in the front.
And probably smack dab in the middle of the group is Advin. And Advin is an elf. He's got pale skin, but definitely a little bit of a sunburn, maybe a little bit of a tan starting from being out on this trek. Sun-bleached white hair. And you can see a medallion to Haros, who's the god of knowledge, peeking out from underneath his travel cloaks. So you guys are, you're about a day's kind of climb, trek up this switchback trail that leads up to the college. It's nestled in these mountains. And the last that you heard, you probably had still about a week before the Taral's weapon was going to be completed. So enough time to get to the college, to get the ritual kind of finally prepped and to be performed. And you've been tasked with kind of seeing that through, making sure he's protected. So yeah, you are kind of free to move about the scene.
And how long have we been on this trek again? You said about a week?
You've been on the trek for about a week and a half.
Okay.
So we would know each other fairly well at this point. Nothing like camping to get to know each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely in it will be right at the back and just into the trees. He's very, very quick, so even in the trees, he should be able to keep up with you guys.
Do we have any reason Oh, go ahead.
No, that's all. I'm done.
I was going to say, is there any reason for us to be like worried about our surroundings, like being seen? Are we trying to be stealthy at all at this point, or is it just traveling, hanging out?
Go ahead and make either a history or a nature check.
Okay.
Okay, so you know that there are, while the trail is kind of well established, there are some dangers, wild animals, the occasional giant ogres sometimes will kind of camp out and try and catch somebody on this switchback trail.
So if we've known that, I imagine Yella does not like getting the jump on her. And knowing Unit, I almost imagine we might have scouted ahead a bit in the morning before the rest of the caravan got going, just to kind of see what's around and get the lay of the land a little bit.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Nineteen.
But yeah, you do, as you kind of scout a little bit ahead, you catch the footprints of probably an ogre. Not very old, maybe a couple days old, so definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Come
And as
back. I mean, who feels like fighting an ogre.
Well, I can very much help with that if you need it.
Or we could try to sneak by it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so not good at sneaking. I just want to sing so loud right now, but I know somebody's going to punch me if I do.
Yes, we get to the college, you can sing. But for now...
You just hear from in the woods, what has the ogre done to us?
Nothing yet, but we keep it quiet, and we keep an eye out. And we live to get
Whereabouts
paid,
did you
right?
see it?
Nudge our mage friend.
What direction did you see it in?
And I would recount that, so it's up ahead a little bit, and the tracks are a couple days old.
Just hear a little rustle. I don't know, I want to go check those out when I get a chance, though.
Okay. Yeah, and Advin's kind of half paying attention. He's been through the whole trip kind of poring over his, like, scrolls and walking, and kind of, like, occasionally somebody has to, like, make sure he doesn't walk into a tree. Last minute calculations, like muttering to himself, like, "Oh, but if the full moon is over here, then we have to adjust the."
Hey, Advin, what you looking at? What you got there? Can I see it? Can I see it? What you doing?
Well, I'm just making some final calculations. You see, depending on what exactly.
Whoa, final calculations. Like we're close. Like you got something going on. Can I see it? Tell me more. What's going on?
Well, you know, it's all about the timing and where exactly all of the celestial objects are in relation to it, because we're doing this really big ritual, and it's a matter of getting the timing all lined up, and is that making sense?
Kind of. Can I help? I could sing you a song. It could be part of the ritual.
Getting attacked by an ogre will help. I would not suggest singing the song right now.
But it could be part of the ritual, guys.
It could. But is getting attacked by an ogre part of the ritual as well?
Maybe. Are you predicting the future? Advin, are we predicting the future? Can we do that? Can you do that?
No.
I'm not a particularly skilled mage in divination, so conjuration is more of my thing.
We've all got our skills. I understand, bro. It's all good.
So are you guys continuing at a normal pace or trying to be stealthy?
I think stealth is not going to be this party's forte.
Probably not.
And continuing on and kind of keeping an eye out. Yeah.
Well, in it, you said you were going ahead a little bit, so...
Yeah, and because of skills and race and such, I can move 50 feet instead of 30, so I should be able to open up a gap pretty quick, and he's from the woods, so I would like to, if I can find these tracks, I would like to track this thing, essentially track this critter.
Okay. Yeah, make a... you were told about where the tracks were, so go ahead and make an investigation check to kind of track them.
Okay. Oops, I automatically rolled an advantage, but 13.
13. You're able to follow them for a little bit, but you lose them once they get off the trail. A lot of this landscape kind of, as you're moving up the mountain, it's getting rockier and rockier. There's less big trees and more small shrubs. So
Willow's gonna follow behind you and like kind of like puppy like he's like sniffing along, like trying to see what you're seeing, trying to understand what you're doing. What's going on? What
do I determine that they're a couple days old?
Yes.
And as you come up behind me, then well, I guess there's no point in being quiet. I can show you. Look, you see here around the edges where the dirt has fallen into these prints?
Yeah? What does that mean?
That takes time. Days.
Fine.
This ogre is probably not sitting on this hill watching us right now. They have a very large range. It's probably wandered off.
So we're safe then. So I can sing.
Safe is a strong word in the forest. We know
Can I softly play my drum?
Thing that I can't stop you. Yeah, we know where one dangerous thing isn't. So why don't you drum us back to the rest? You remember which way we came, right?
Yeah, can we like walk while we drum? Like you walk to my beat.
Absolutely. I will follow the sound of your drumming. It will be excellent training for me. And he pulls out a rag and ties it over his eyes and just tries to follow the sound of the drum through the forest.
Oh, that's a fun game.
I imagine while they're off, Yella, being a little bit of a pragmatist, probably took out some rope and basically has Advin on a kid leash. And it's walking up next to Ricardo and kind of nudges him. It's like, so, you looking forward to a real bed soon?
Definitely. It's been I've never really traveled this way before, so it's been a little rough. I'm definitely looking forward to a pillow and not a rock.
How about you, my friend? Looking to Ricardo.
Oh, he looks back and he's like, meh, I can sleep on the rock, I can sleep on the ground, I can sleep on a pillow. It does not matter to me. I think not of where I sleep, only which of whom I fight next.
Fascinating. I'm just looking forward to not walking anymore.
Start to hear the drumming as Angelo and Unit return to the group.
Every once in a while, Angelo has to look back at Unit and like, you're going the wrong way, bro. Like, follow the drum sound.
You're continuing on up these trails and keeping, I'm imagining some of you are keeping an eye out. What is kind of the marching order? Are we sticking with Ricardo, Yella, Angelo, Unit?
Sounds good.
Okay. I think so, yeah.
All right. So about 2 hours later, you get to a stretch that is, it's kind of been a bit of a meandering switchback, but you get to a stretch that is much more very hard, kind of serpentine switchback. And I would like Ricardo, go ahead and make a perception check since you're a friend.
All right. That's a 12.
Yeah, you notice there are like a couple of rocks, larger boulders that look like they've kind of fallen down and not fallen all the way down the mountain, but are wedged next to the path. Maybe some spots that you could find some shade if you want to take a rest for.
What time of day is it?
It's getting around about noon.
Okay. Ricardo kind of puts his hand up. He's like, in just a moment, I will look ahead and make sure that there's nothing around these rocks. And he will go ahead and quickly just do a once around, just to make sure the coast is clear. And then once he sees everything is fine, he'll motion everybody over so they can have a quick rest.
All right, so you're going up to one of these rocks?
Yeah, I'll go over to it.
As you get close to one of the rocks,
can I do something as he's going up to them?
Yes.
I want to point to one of the rocks and using message, just go, boo.
Wonderful. So, Ricardo, as you're walking up to the rocks, you suddenly hear something and see the bald, grayish head that probably belongs to an ogre kind of like jump up above the rock.
And
big as the ogre.
With that, he will unsheath his sword, say the magic word, and the flames will come on and be like, "On guard! I am Ricardo Tortilla. Stay where you are.
All right. And with that, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
I'm gonna hand the rope as I get ready for initiative. I'm gonna hand the rope to Angela, or to Advin, and be like, "Hold yourself. Don't go anywhere."
Kind of place you guys about.
Oh my god.
Oh dear, that was poor.
And I don't have a token for Advin.
John, I think we're on the wrong map for the audience. I want to make sure that
Yeah, we're still on the Empire
We're on
map.
the big map
as well.
Drag the players
Oh, that's why.
bookmark.
Tower.
That's the word I'm looking for. There it is.
Ah.
All right. So, and then, hey, this can be, Advin is back here. All right. So, initiative rules. So we've got, looks like
It's borderline humiliating when you're the monk and you're going last.
All that Dexon for what?
Saving it up. Saving it up.
Yep.
you're not going pointless. All right. So we start out with Yella.
So seeing that head pop up, I'm going to look at it. Hold on, let me make sure the range. Yes, it's within range. I'm just going to start whispering and kind of waving my fingers, and it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. You're targeting the one that you saw the head pop
Yep,
up?
the head pop up.
Okay.
As far as I know, that's the only one that's there.
Yeah. Oh, it failed.
All right, let me go ahead and roll the damage up for that.
I can't seem to see the initiative order.
So 3d6.
Yeah, I don't have it
Okay.
in a
That's not on Roll20.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
Oh. So it takes 4 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
and change the color of those dice immediately.
Yeah.
It probably won't help.
And
It
it
can't
immediately
hurt.
has to use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I will look over to Ricardo and just say, light him up, boys. For some inspiration. So you have a d6 inspiration dice.
Thank you.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. So now the ogres go, and then Angelo is on deck. So they are going to here. He's going to use. So just so you know, the like lines where those are kind of like cliff edges that are about 10 feet tall. So he's gonna move here. He's going to spend some movement to move up, and then here. Get up to there. And so, yeah, Ricardo, you see 2 ogres kind of climb up their way above these boulders and are staring you down. And now we're to Angelo.
Okay.
This is my first time using this, so please bear with me. But from where I am, I can't figure out how far I am. Can they hear me?
So each of the little squares are 5 feet.
Okay.
So yeah, you're about 30 feet.
So
There's
I
a little
can
ruler too. Yeah.
I can move closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna yell at them from far away. Yo, idiots! You're so dumb looking. Why don't you just roll, turn into the Roxy you should be, and just like vicious mockery right at them best I can.
Fantastic.
I'll get better, I promise. I was gonna look up a "Yo Mama's So Dumb" joke, but I didn't have enough time.
All right, so
I love this orc bard. Oh, this is wonderful.
So I just click it, right?
Yep. Okay. So they just have to make wisdom saves. One of them succeeded. So, so the one closer to you was the one that failed. Okay. All right, and now Ricardo is up next, and Unit is on deck.
All right. So I think Ricardo he's already brandishing his sword. He will come 5 feet closer to close the distance with that first ogre. And he will use a menacing attack. Let me see if it works on here. Menacing attack. There's that.
All right.
And then he'll roll to hit with his longsword. And it looks like it's a 15 to hit.
All right. Well, it is now frightened of you, and you do hit.
All right. So 8 slashing damage, and then another 6 from the fire that the blade is burning from. And then with that menacing attack, let's see, it's also a D8 in addition. Just one D8. There we go. One more 6.
Wow.
Yeah. And with that, you said he failed the saving throw?
Yeah.
Wisdom save? Okay, with that, he looks back and he's like, "Ha ha! I knew that they would help, that they would run away from the fierceness of the blade." And then and then they have to they're frightened, so they would run away. So they wouldn't run until the next time around. So he'd probably just do one more good slash, with his long sword, just
right.
for good measure. Get that out here. 16 to hit with 10 slashing.
Yep, that hits.
And another 5 for the fire damage.
Okay.
And then for his bonus attack, he's going to use his Cloak of Billowing, and it's going to billow just grandly behind him as he makes some very fancy footwork and sword movements. And he looks at the next ogre and just motions him towards him.
Yeah, that first ogre is definitely like trying to put out some little fires, like cringing back away from you. All right, so Unit, you're up.
Okay.
And,
Just run up this hill, crest the hill, see this thing up there holding its head, and it's not a problem. I run right up to it, drop down to my knees, and do like that sliding jazz thing, except there's a blade in one hand. So I go between the legs and slash at one leg with the sword. That.
yep,
There we
that
go.
will hit.
For 10 points damage.
All right.
And then the second attack is unarmed because I tried to punch him in the other knee. This is all the damage is exactly the same. It doesn't really matter. And then as I slide into a stop behind him, use my bonus action just for the regular martial arts, just for one free one without having to burn a key point. So I punch him in the same knee again. 17?
Yep.
For 12 more.
For 12 more. Okay.
Have I mentioned I love monks?
Yeah, and as you get up close to it, you notice that this ogre is actually carrying a big, massive chain that it's dragging along.
Yep.
All right, and it is not happy with you
Nope.
running up and trying to take out its knees.
Oh, I forgot. Just before he attacked, and it says, "I'm sorry," and then does that to him.
Yeah, he just screams out in common, "Puny thing, smash!" And he's going to swing the chain around. So I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not very good, actually.
Tie goes to, or that was a tie, so you succeeded. But you do take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. But
Yep.
you are not knocked prone, so this chain just kind of smashes into your side, but you are still standing. And that's going to, and he is going to try and, oh no, he's still,
Yep.
so he's going to stay there. And we are back up at the top of the initiative with Yella.
Seeing everybody run away from our charge, I'm a little frustrated. If he dies, we don't get paid.
Fair. Yep.
So
Fair.
I kind of shake my head, walk back, grab his leash, and drag him along with me. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 there. If he could come along with me as I
Yes.
pull on his leash.
Yeah, he's like frantically flipping through his scroll, like trying to find something to help.
Since I can't do any of my cool blade work, I'm going to point at the one that's next to Ricardo. And, no, actually the one that's behind that one.
Okay.
And do kind of an imitation of the voice of big puny thing we smash. Say, like, it's a trap. He's in disguise. Attack him. Using message cantrip.
So the him, were you trying to get him to attack?
I'm trying to get him to attack his ally.
Okay.
I'm trying to trick him into. I'm banking on low intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah. Make a persuasion or deception. Ooh.
It's the same stat, so.
Okay.
26.
Okay. Let's see.
Roguish bards.
Oh yeah, he's super dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of see him like look back at the ogre with the chain, you know, and kind of nod and raise up his hammer or his club, and they go
And
next.
Bonus
Oh, no.
action to Yinit.
Mhm.
Just like, don't hold back, Yinit. Give him a little bit of inspiration.
I wasn't.
Seem a little timid to me. It's all right.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the ogres, which one of them definitely now thinks that his fellow betrayed him. we're going to start off with the one next to Ricardo, and he's going to attempt to do a melee attack with his great club.
He should be running away because he's frightened of me because he failed his the menacing attack.
Yeah, so he's going to run away. Would you like to make an attack of opportunity?
Well, yes, I would. That would be wonderful. All right. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, I think so.
There's the first one.
And there's the extra 2 ones for the fire damage.
Okay.
Oh,
well, it
wow.
already rolled the. It should have already rolled the damage.
But he's got a...
And another.
It's the
Fire.
fire in
Oh, it's the
addition to
fire.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking really, really bad. There's some deep burns, and he's bleeding quite a bit, and he's going to try and run by his buddy, who's going to then swing his great club and hit with that. I might take out my own thing. Oh, yep. He just bashes the great club down, and you see the ogre, as he's trying to run away, just flatten, just fall over, completely unconscious.
Beautiful.
He's gone.
I'm gonna look over at Angelo and kind of do a little bow.
Took that guy's turn, but then he's gonna turn, look at you, and come marching over towards you, certain that he's better than his buddy that turned on him. All right, so we come to Angelo.
Okay, let's try this again. I've never used Bardic Inspiration before. It's a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So does a bonus action happen before or after? Does it matter?
You
Doesn't
can do
matter.
it
You
whenever.
just get one per.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So let's try this one. Don't need to move any closer. Your mama's so fat, she has to use a dash to turn around. Vicious mockery again. And then looks over to
rolling another d4.
what?
Yeah, we're over 5th level, so it should be.
Yeah, it's only rolling one. It
Cantrips
should
are
be
2 days.
Oh, I just pressed the button.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Did
Well, the
I
easy
do
part with that
something
is you just press it. No, just press it again is the easy way. And
Press
we'll
it
just add them
again. Okay.
All right.
7.
And that is a failure on his part. So yep, that you kind of see him like get really sad for a moment and look above his head.
And then over at Nail, you've been giving so much inspiration to other people. I'm gonna give some to you, girl. You fine. You got this. Go, girl. Little bardic inspiration in Naila's direction, and then I'll end my turn.
All right, and we're now on to Ricardo.
All right, he will look at the new ogre that came up to him, and he will take his sword once again, point it at him, and say, "My name is Ricardo Tortellini, and I will kill you if you come any closer." and then he'll just kind of like go, "Ugh!" And then the ogre will flinch, and he'll be like, 1 for flinching, and then he'll attack.
Oh, we're not just going to beat you. We are going to humiliate you in the process.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that definitely.
18 to hit, and another 8 for the
16.
fire.
All right.
All right, and then I think he's probably just going to do that one more time, and with that he's going to step back and do some fancy footwork, and then just try to draw like a little R into the ogre's chest, if it hits.
Oh
Yeah, it hits
That hits.
17 with there's the other 8 slashing and 5 fire.
13.
Yeah, he's looking pretty bad. There's some deep burn gashes. You definitely have like sizzled a R into his chest.
Yes.
And we come back to you didn't.
I am just running around this guy. If I can move diagonally, I never leave his area of influence, but I go around 2.5 times in 6 seconds. So as I'm running around, just slash with the sword and then 2 punches again.
Oh, all right.
As he's turning towards me, I'm always trying to be behind him.
Yeah. Very easy to do. That's a hit.
So that's 13, and then 2 unarmed because I'm not burning any key points. Oh, 14. I have. Is it it's a D6 or a D8 at this point for inspiration?
Mine will be
Level 10.
because I'm only a level 4 bard.
Right. But you're at level 10, right? Because it was Angelo.
Yes.
Was it Angelo? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Angelo, so it should be a D8.
Okay. Just a D8. So I'll add, so 22. There, that's the second one.
Yep, those both hit.
And so that's another 15. And then the unarmed for the bonus action, that's only a 14. And I got nothing I can do.
All right. As you
increase that.
bring in that second unarmed attack, you're able to catch him kind of like just under the chin and kind of that like knockout, like he kind of sails a little bit off of his toes and just falls over.
I did say I was sorry.
All
I
right.
turned to make sure that everybody else is okay.
So there's just this one facing off with Ricardo left as we go back to Yella.
All right. So
And Advin's like, oh wait, and like he looks up just as the brute as he watches unit go down. He's like, oh, okay, never mind. I can.
I'm dragging him along. He's still on his kid leash.
Okay.
Yep.
As I walk forward, and I'm going to go ahead and take my blade out. The waves bite, and I'm going to make an attack against him.
All right.
Where did it go? There it is. 29.
Yeah, that hits.
So 7 points piercing damage. And hold on, this is the first time I've played a College of Swords, so.
Oh.
Then
Great
I'm going
fun.
to basically inspire myself with my last bardic inspiration with this to do an extra d6 of damage. So it's a clean 10 points.
Yeah, he is still standing, but kind of starting to do that like little bit of a woozy like, I'm gonna, get you guys.
And since I've got an extra 10 feet of movement, I'm going to go stand back here and push our mage friend behind me.
Okay. All right, and that brings us to the ogre, who is going to disengage and try and run away. He is trying to run off. So, come back to Angelo. You're
Oh,
watching.
dang it, I was gonna throw a dagger at him next. Now I can't reach him. Come on. Do I have to run my speed around the snake thing? Because you said that's a high wall, right?
Yeah,
So, like-
it's about 10 feet, so you'd lose 10 feet of movement trying to climb up as well as trying to get over those rocks.
So I do have enough to get here, or I don't?
Yeah, you could get there.
Okay.
Nice.
It's still not quite enough, I don't think.
It's about 40 feet, I think.
But if I had...
Yeah.
Oh, look at you and your tools and stuff.
That gets you within 30. Just.
Thank you for your patience while I learn all of these new things. I hope our audience is enjoying me learning.
It's so fun. Especially playing new classes.
Yeah, no kidding. And high levels, like... Hey, maybe you guys can tell me if this is possible. Can I cast Mage Hand to just, like, slap him on the head? Would that be considered an attack?
Isn't supposed to be able to attack and do damage.
Oh, okay.
But that can always be a DM call as well.
Yeah, I would say you could make it so it was felt, but it's not hard enough to really do
To
any
hurt.
damage.
Okay. Well, I'm
Would
gonna...
it qualify as a help action, maybe? By distracting him? Could you pitch it that way? Totally your call. I just...
And then what would that do? What's a help action do? I feel like actually Angelo now. How does this work?
Or you could have the mage hand throw dirt into his face or something like that.
Yeah, something like that to distract him, yeah.
I want to
Yeah, you could certainly
stop.
distract him.
Bucket sand.
I want to do something cooler than any of these things. I'm just going to shoot him.
All right, yep, that definitely hits.
Although, to be honest, mocking someone to death is a great moment. It is.
Yeah, well, I didn't even think of your mom jokes until, like, right now.
All right, so that's your action. Do you have any bonus actions you want to take?
Who's next in initiative?
Ricardo.
Where's Ricardo? Oh, he's right next to me. Okay.
He's got this.
Reach over and put one arm around Ricardo and be not like actually touch him though, because like consent is really important, right, Ricardo? Hovering over top of his shoulder. Ricardo, it's all you. I bet you could get this guy in just one attack and it'll be over. You got this.
All right.
All right.
And now we move to Ricardo.
And then he will look over and he will be like, I will most certainly try. And then he will, let's see, that's 25, 30. That should be just enough. He'll go over to him and he'll swing his blade of fire in his face. 15 to hit with 10 slashing damage and 5 fire damage.
All right.
Is that
So,
quite enough?
Yep. How does this final ogre fall?
He looks at the ogre as it's running away, and he kind of does like one of these and double hands just right in the back. He's like, I have killed you. Well, my name is not Ricardo Totalini. And he pulls the blade out, makes the fire go away, and looks back and is like, it is okay. I have completed the work.
All right. All right. So yeah, and Advin kind of looks up and he was like, yeah. Oh, wonderful. I guess that's
You're on your
why
way.
we're paying you.
You're
Yeah,
still
it was
alive.
actually
You're
all
welcome.
me.
I think that certainly has earned us all a good bonus of a good vintage bottle of wine when we get there, right?
Oh yes. The college is known for brewing their own mead, so I will
Excellent.
make sure to have the headmaster pull one up for you all.
One each.
Sweet. I like mead.
Well, I will do my best. Sometimes he can be a bit of a stickler, so
You're alive. Do you see the 3 ogres?
I do. I will definitely ask.
I would like to poke in at this one that I killed up here. Now, I'm not looking for loot. I'm looking to see if there's I'm trying to figure out if somebody sent them or whether they appear to just be like, this is just their patch and we're trying to cross it.
Great. Yeah, make an investigation check.
I'm hungry. Do any of them have any food on them?
Can also make an investigation check.
Thanks.
Yeah, you don't really find, it's hard to tell because so much of the things on, in particular this one, is kind of just covered in this dust and mud and probably a decent amount of blood. Not all of it's blood.
Yes,
because
that's
it's
true.
quite
Yeah.
old.
Okay. Not to mention, it probably does. I was just thinking, if it speaks like it speaks, it probably doesn't have a written contract in its pocket. So,
Angelo, you do find both of them do have looks like maybe they stole some rations from somebody. One of them has like a dead rat in its bag that's been half eaten. The rations look a little old, a little moldy. So there is some food, but not the best
Nah, bro, I'm picky. No, that's not good enough. I'd rather eat the ogre.
oh,
I pull out some of our trail rations and hand them to Angelo.
Oh, you want more bardic inspiration? I got you, girl.
I'll inspire you if you inspire me.
Oh, I see the start of a beautiful friendship.
We'll drum circle when we get to the college.
Oh, I love drums. How'd you know?
You have to reach that to me.
Abden kind of looks at you all and says, I suppose if we need, we can stop and take a rest or continue on to the college. It's a little bit more refined there, so I wouldn't mind getting there sooner, but I understand, if anyone needs to take a breather after this encounter.
I could serenade us. Do you want to stop? I'll cross my legs, get my drum going. It'll be beautiful. Anybody need a rest?
I'm all right. I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
actually
good.
good too. I just thought if you did need a rest, I got you, but I'm good.
All right.
You in it?
I am well enough. As he jumps down off the wall, there is like a big sort of bruised shoulder thing. He took a shot, but he's fine. Jumps down. We should continue on.
Well,
I would feel far safer behind walls.
it's just a few more hours. We should be able to reach the college before nightfall. So, on we go. Lead on.
Onward to Mead.
Yes.
I hear they have the very good party at the college with the mead. The party? College party?
Well, sometimes the students do get into a little bit of the mead. Usually not the finer ones. And there can be a bit of mayhem that happens.
Just for future, because I never played anything like this before, this NPC does not help with fights at all.
He may
You don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Fair
He's a
enough.
distracted scholar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He was a bit caught off guard by the whole.
Okay.
My character is
As they're-
keeping on a literal short leash.
As they're walking on their travels, Angelo will kind of walk alongside him. Advin, right?
Yes.
Advin, I gotta know, you're buried so far in those scrolls. Like, do villagers just say mean things about you or something? Like, can you help us out on the next fight? Because you've got magic. I know you've got it, and it would really help.
Yes. No, I've got my scrolls. I was so wrapped up in working on the ritual and kind of wasn't anticipating any kind of
I understand.
ambush. So yeah. My partner Romir always tells me I should pay more attention to things and be a little less in my books. I've been known to accidentally walk into the door frame in our house. So, but.
I've done that before too. Actually, I do that all the time.
Oh, see, I mean, it's pretty easy. You get so wrapped up reading some ancient
It's
tome that
true.
you just kind of forget the world around you.
I understand completely. I'll give you a little poke next time we see ogres, so that you can see that there are ogres.
Yes, and I've bookmarked the page I need to reference, so I can be of assistance. Unless there's anything else, we'll continue on the travel up the mountainside.
I do want to drop behind again and sort of, like you said, it's quite twisty.
Mhm.
So if I can, I would stay at the last corner until they're almost all the way to the next one and then just run to catch up. And I do that same thing.
Yeah, that's easy enough. Are you trying to keep an eye out for...
Yeah, I would be at each bend, sort of at the outside of the curve in the trees, crouched down behind a tree, hiding and watching until they're almost out of sight, and then run to catch up.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a general perception check.
Okay.
With him doing that, I actually might pass the leash off to Ricardo if he would accept it, and scout ahead.
Yeah, you don't see much sign. Occasionally you catch a little bit of movement, but it's just like a lizard scurrying across the path as you guys have moved along. So, Yella...
Can I catch the lizard and eat it?
Well, it was way behind. You can keep an eye out for them.
Okay.
So, Yella, what
That's the one who 2 minutes ago said I'm a really picky eater.
They would
go
eat
ahead and
ogre.
Make a perception check for me.
That's true. If you'll eat ogre.
And hold on, I am going to add my inspiration before it wears off, even though that was a really good roll. We'll just go with a straight 25.
25.
So scout ahead.
So yeah, you can see you see a few footprints, but they are kind of more of like there's cart tracks and people footprints, humanoid footprints. Looks like probably somebody else was on this trail, but there's no like you're able to look at the footprints well enough that they just look like normal boot footprints. They don't look like armored. There aren't large horse tracks. The cart doesn't look like it was weighed down with anything significantly heavy. So just kind of the normal traffic that you'd expect. You do see occasionally more ogre tracks, but you rolled high enough. They look about the same size as the tracks you saw earlier, and one of them like had a little bit of a weird step gait to it. So you think it's probably the same ogre you just defeated.
Excellent. As I scout ahead, I look a little bit back and I see how Ricardo's doing, managing the leash.
Yeah, at this point, he would have probably just went over to him and picked him up and just kind of put him over his shoulder, and is like, "Yes, continue," and he'll like be able to look at his scrolls, but he'll just be holding on to him.
Yeah, and yeah, he's looking at them like, and occasionally just kind of was like, "Oh, did you happen to know?" And like we'll launch into a bit of like you pass a particularly interesting plant, and he starts telling you like, "Oh yes, this particular breed only grows on the north sides of rocks, whereas there's a different breed that grows on the south side."
When he does that, once he does that a couple too many times, he's going to like flip him around the other way, so his legs are in the front and his head's in the back.
He'll be like, "I'll just
We're just gonna follow behind and listen to everything you're saying. Cool, north sides of rocks. I get it. That's sweet. Oh, hey, by the way, Ricardo, could I get a ride next?
How big is your character?
Very big. He's a half orc.
Yeah.
Like over 230 pounds.
He'll just look at you, raise his eye, and be like, "We'll see."
All right, I'll take that. Got a little bit of hope.
Very band of like misfits makes their way up the mountain. And as you get to the college, so just a little bit of background on the college. Some of you know, or all of you know that Hartos College is a mage school, and it also has a small temple to Haros and Taros, the gods of knowledge and trickery. The college was founded on the belief that the wisest mages and scholars employ both truth and lies, unafraid to use all the tools in their toolbox for the benefit of the world. And you also have heard rumors that the faculty tend to kind of follow one school of thought, either the more trickery or the knowledge. There's definitely a blending of it, and it's fairly common to have like pranks and little traps set. Sometimes there are puzzles that the students have to solve in order to enter the classroom or even the bathroom. Also, faculty will often demand at random points for students to answer questions to be able to prove their knowledge. Again, sometimes as just like, hey, you're coming into the cafeteria. Well, in order to get your lunch today, you must tell me what are the 3 main causes of blank.
So it's a college of entirely Ravenclaws.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
pretty much. So it's fairly common. Like a lot of people tend to not visit there just because it can be a bit intimidating if you aren't prepared.
Are there inter-god tensions? Because Init is a very devout follower of Ixris and Karis. Would he feel uncomfortable going to this place? Is he going to get beat up? Just for general world knowledge, rather than asking you specifically before we go in.
No, there's not a definite prejudice. It's more of a, well, I follow this god more for profession or personal beliefs. There definitely is a little bit of rivalry, kind of the like, my god is a little bit better, than like, oh, sure, Artos is a little better than Ixris because he deals in knowledge instead of weapons. So it's more of that like pride, a little bit of teasing type back and forth that tends to happen.
In that case, the rest of you might notice as soon as that sort of starts to happen, he actually, Init starts to stand up a little straighter. Like he's trying to resist the urge to look prideful, but he's not doing very well.
Hey, Init, you okay? You look a little off-put.
Right? That is an excellent choice of words. Off-put is precisely what I am.
I'm never good at words, so thank you.
You are as good at words as you are at drumming.
Oh man, I'm just making friends all over the place today. But seriously, you okay? You're tense?
It's a good sort of tension.
Can you tell me more? I'm curious.
It's the tension right before not necessarily a fight, but I sense a battle. Perhaps a battle of wits.
Oh, I would lose. But that's okay. I would love to cheer you on. That is not the case.
Your brutal honesty would win against almost any of the foolishness this bunch is going to spatter.
I've been known to be a fool.
Fool is just a person who sees the world simply. If the world is simple, that is not foolish.
I think you and I like would make a good duality thing going on. Like, you know, you could be the smart one and I could be the fool. And like together we could just be a great team.
Two sides of a coin, if I dare sound theocratic for a moment.
But Yella would look over to Ricardo. We both just stab things.
Advin kind of over Ricardo's back go, well, I guess I'm the opposite side of the coin for the two of you.
Fair enough.
Really liking Advin.
So as you turn a corner, you can see the college kind of built into the side of the mountain from the stone. Kind of blends in a little bit. And the path leads up to a large bronze door that is shut. And as you get closer, it kind of looks a bit... there's lots of colors and something, but as you get closer, the pattern kind of emerges, and the door has a mosaic that's a combination of gears and spirals all over it, which are the two signs for Haro Centauros. And yes, Haro Centauros. So as you get to the door, there is a doorknob and a large kind of knocker with a face frowning, and in its mouth is the kind of knocker part of the door knocker.
Advin, do we just knock?
Yes, they change up the door on a fairly regular basis, so I'm not exactly sure what the password is going to be this time.
Oh. Knock, knock.
You knock, and kind of as you knock, that's kind of second time, the face kind of moves around a little bit. None shall pass until my face cracks. It just kind of glares back at you with its eye opens, and it's just a single sapphire staring out at you.
Hey Ricardo, you got a mirror? Maybe that'll make its face crack.
How tall is the wall here?
The wall is about 15 feet, but the building itself is kind of built like there's a roof to it a little for about 20 feet, and then it looks like the rest of the building actually is underground.
Oh, so there's not a courtyard on the other side of the wall?
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
Give you a boost.
Till they just cracked.
Yeah, try to get up and over.
Advin,
Well,
does
I
this
do
mean we
not
get
have-
to break the door?
I do have some strength, but do not have a mirror.
You know, the headmaster tends to have a little bit of a sense of, humor. He likes riddles. He likes messing around with people. So usually it's not the straightforward answer with him.
Not the brute force, as it were.
Although I suppose, he could be deciding to go.
I've got it! I've got it! I've got it! We need to make it laugh!
That certainly could work.
That would make your face crack, right? You get the smiley?
Knocker just is continuing to just frown at you.
Angelo's gonna just mock him for a while.
Can I assist so that Angelo can have advantage?
Sure.
And then try and smile to see if it'll smile when I smile.
All right. Make a so you're just frowning frowning
I mean,
at
like,
it.
if I had to pick a stat, it seems like it's persuasion, like trying to persuade him to smile.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. So yeah, roll persuasion.
And I am trying to assist so you can get advantage.
Oh, so I rolled
Roll
twice.
that a second time.
Much bigger number. That is not a much bigger number.
It's bigger.
It's bigger.
The eye very slowly blinks, and it just repeats, "None shall pass until my face cracks."
Okay.
And you
Somebody
actually start
ta-
to see a faint glow in the eye.
Angelo,
Yes.
did I ever tell you the story of the great pirate that was called Seahawk?
No, but you have to tell me now.
He sailed the seas, striking fear into the hearts of many. And and I'm going to go into this very big, elaborate, like building up tension, and then bring it down to like this weird punchline of like, but what this pirate is most known for? Setting his ships on fire. And I'm going to like just have a little bit of a spark. Have been during this performance, kind of grab some like flint and like a little bit of like the dry fire starting, and just kind of strike it at the end to make a little bit of a burst of fire, and kind of throw it down to make everybody jump back. Is the hope.
Well done, well done.
All right, go ahead and make a performance check.
Can I give her advantage as I was playing
Yes.
drums alongside of her?
Thank you.
Double-barreled
Little
bards.
better.
This is dangerous.
You see kind of like the mouth moves a little, and the knocker kind of moves a little bit, but it still kind of doesn't smile, and the eye glows a little bit brighter. Who has the highest perception?
Oh, that's not going to be me.
My passive is 18.
So as you're standing here looking at the door, you actually can kind of make out in some of the mosaics. It's kind of one of those like weird, like I remember there's like eye magic things that you had to unfocus your eyes to see
Yep.
the
Mhm.
message. You start to realize that there's like some letters on the door when you're not focusing on it.
So I'm gonna do that, but I had a quick idea. I'm gonna point over my shoulder at over at Ricardo and just say
Mhm.
like, dropping the mage in a very comedic fashion might make the door laugh, and I'm gonna try to unfocus my eyes and read the door.
It was so cool when
yeah.
you did that, your camera like unfocused.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. Yes. Excellent camera control.
And then I will theatrically sneeze, and in doing so, I'll just and drop Advin a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of falls and harumphs and stands up and is like, "None of you have a very good sense of humor."
Take serious
Starts
offense
brushing
to that
himself
comment.
So yeah, as you're unfocusing your eyes, you can see that it says, "Humor is key."
Angelo, you're right.
Yeah.
We do have to make it laugh.
Yeah,
I know
it
how
might
to
be
get it
smarter
to
than I
laugh.
thought. How?
We just need some gargoyle.
I love puns. Puns are the best.
And you actually see the mouth start to curl a little, and the eye stops glowing a little bit, but it hasn't quite, like, it's no longer frowning, but it's now kind of at a neutral point.
Ricardo looks at the door and is like, "And so, what do you call a fish with no eyes?"
Or spits out the knocker
Yes, puns for the
and
win.
wings open.
Great.
guys are able to enter into the college.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
let's
could have
get
let that go on for at least 3 more puns, Doc.
That was so hard because Guy in my head is just ringing them off, like just one
I can
after
see
another
it.
after another. I can't. This isn't him. This is his puzzle, and he's not here.
Gonna bow with a flourish for Advent to go in.
And he will kind of stride in quickly. As you are all following after him, you enter into kind of a large open foyer area, and kind of expected a little bit of folks moving, getting around, getting things ready. But there's a sense of urgency that you weren't expecting. People are kind of packing bags up, and there's definitely students running around as faculty are kind of directing them and being like, no, that goes over there. What are you doing? That has to stay here. And you see,
Are they leaving or are they getting ready to be sieged? Does it look? Can we tell? Sorry to interrupt.
It looks like there's a combination of trying to kind of pack things away, as well as packing up like personal belongings.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is everyone leaving?
That is an excellent question. I know there was plans to send all of the students down the mountain to a mining camp, just as a precaution, to make sure if there's any unforeseen fallout or anything that they are safe. But this shouldn't be happening for a few more days. Let me go find Haimar and speak with him. You've picked up that Haimar is the headmaster.
I'm just gonna call out really loudly. We're looking for Haimar, please. At your earliest convenience, we have someone here who's incredibly important, come a long way. Like to know what's going on?
A student that's kind of running in front of you like stops for a moment and just like turns and points to the elf that's kind of standing in the center that seems to be doing most of the directing, and he's like, the headmaster's right up here. You must be the folks that we've been expecting. And then he runs off, clearly maybe not so used to visitors.
Lightly pat Angelo on the back and just say, your reputation has preceded you. They're frightened and honored to be in your presence.
I mean, obviously. Look at me. But it shouldn't be fear. They should be in awe. They should want to either be me or be with me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta change some perspectives then.
This will come with time. For now, just go with outrageously appealing.
Good deal. Good deal. Did we see, you said that was Haimar the one in the middle, or that's somebody who can take us to Haimar?
Yeah, Haimar is the one in the middle. He's a dark elf. He looks significantly older than Advin. He's got a bit of a darker complexion and very long white hair.
Pick up the leash. I'll go over to Haimar.
Advin's kind of like starting to undo the like
not till we're paid.
But I okay.
You're no wandering off.
And yeah, Haimar looks down at you and says, "Ah, yes, Advin, wonderful. You've come. Why do you have a rope around you?"
Because he keeps walking into trees and stuff. He's really scholarly, and I love how smart he is, but he's not very focused, so we gotta kind of pull him along, you know?
Oh, that's an excellent solution. I should implement that with some of my students.
Sounds like a good idea, actually.
And he looks at you all and said, "Oh, I'm glad that you made excellent time. You are just in time. I am afraid that we are, as you can probably tell, the timeline has been moved up a little bit."
What? How little bit?
Well, ideally we'd like to get the ritual done by nightfall.
Angelo looks
How long
over
does
at
that give us?
Advin.
Advin is kind of like a bit in shock, and then like looks through his notes and looks up and says, there's still quite a lot of preparation. I'm worried that we aren't going to be able to get everything in line. Why are we moving the timeline up?" And another individual that you get the idea is probably an assistant or another faculty member. She steps forward, a halfling woman, and she says, I just got the latest intelligence. We got a message that it seems Turl learned what our plans were, and he moved up rushed the weapon and could have it as ready to go as tomorrow. So we need to prevent him from setting it off. It sounds like he's already starting to kind of charge whatever it is.
Do we know, does he have any agents in the field nearby? A physical attack to go along with whatever this weapon is?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's sent out some agents to some of the locations. We think that we've managed to keep at least a few of the locations a secret, but it's hard to tell if he had learned all 8 or only 6 or 4 and which ones. We're not exactly sure where the leak happened.
It doesn't really matter, I guess, because with this timing, we've no time to go anywhere else.
I'm
So you
sorry
have
to
a
break
spy
the tension.
here.
My name is Ricardo Tiglioni. And speaking of leaks, I must take one. Where is the little boy's room?
The halfling woman says, there, it's just through that door that has the little toilet carved into it.
Thank you very much. Carry on, and then he'll leave and go to the bathroom.
Just make sure you put the seat back down before you leave.
Wash your hands, bro.
Set a few traps to try and implement good manners.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for telling me. I would have set it on fire otherwise. And he,
So-
yeah.
Do you all have a spy in your midst then? Someone in your crew you can't trust.
Well, this Hymir kind of looks around. He's like, I trust everyone here, but this was with such a big effort and having to coordinate between 8 different locations. It's hard to know whether there's a spy or not. And Yella, you have a high enough perception. You do notice Advin kind of shuffling a little bit more with his papers as you ask that.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on Advin.
All right. So what is the... Let's see first.
Do you need me to throw the spell up in chat?
Yeah, I just want to double check. Wisdom saving throw. So what's your DC?
Oh, why does it say none there? Hold on. That's strange. 15.
Yeah, he fails. Yeah, you get the... You hear Advent thinking to himself, oh no, did Terrell capture one of my agents and figure out what we're really doing?
Well, this is all very interesting. But I believe payment is due for us in all that we've done here.
Yes. And Advin leads in and whispers to Heimer, and he kind of looks back at Advin and goes, fine. And he pulls out the agreed upon bags with the cost as well. He says, and I will send somebody down to get some mead. However, I would like to continue to employ you to ensure that the ritual happens, especially now that Terrell knows. I'd worry that he's sending someone on our tail, and unfortunately, we aren't the most equipped for a attack. Most of our faculty are more scholarly, and I had planned to send them with our students to keep them safe and keep just those required for the ritual here.
I'm going to try to sleight of hand a message to everybody else in the party and just say, please play along. Perhaps. But things like these require contracts. So, have one of your lackeys draw something up, and we'll be waiting in... Which room is for us?
Yes. We'll put you up in our... we have some guest rooms, and he kind of grabs one of the students rushing by and says, like, once you've put that down, show them to the guest rooms. They're quite nice, much better than our dormitories.
Excellent. And once we're all alone, I'll explain everything I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Just as we leave that, and it just holds his arms up like this, and the sleeves fall back, and he just crosses his arms, and on each one there's the tattoo of a fern, mostly covering a sword. And when he crosses his arms, it's the symbol of his gods. And he bows to the person and says, "For Bahama," and backs out of the room.
yes, for Bahama.
When you casted Detect Thoughts, did you use a spell slot?
Yes.
Okay. I do need to figure out, maybe somebody can throw it in the chat for me, how I figure out how many spell slots I have, because my character sheet says 0 on everything. So I'll have to do that outside of this. But then the other thing is I want to cast Sending to Ricardo in the bathroom.
I was able to message him too.
Okay.
That's 1,000.
Still gonna do it. Hey, Ricardo, is it clean in there? Like, take a look around, make sure it's like not real nasty when you come out. And then Angelo's also gonna tell him where they're headed.
And Ricardo's gonna try to like interrupt like a few times, but I'm assuming Angelo's just gonna continue talking. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but by the end of the time that's done, and you probably cast Sending a few times, he'll like show up next to you and be like, yeah, I'm right. Yep.
What, was it clean?
Yeah. Enough.
Cool. Could have just said that. What?
Alright, so you guys are led into a little suite that has kind of a sitting area and then a number of rooms. There are a couple more rooms than for the 4 of you, but it seems to be a private enough area to have a conversation.
Sorry about that. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. But in my previous line of work, when things get changed, usually you shouldn't trust that, so I snooped on our friend a little bit. I don't think they're doing what they say they're doing. I forget the exact wording was they're on.
That Terrell has figured out the truth of what they're doing.
Advent's not with us, right?
Hmm?
Advent's not with us.
No, he is not.
He's off. Yeah.
Look. This is all... I don't know. I mean, I want us to get paid, but if everybody dies, none of us get paid. We did get paid a little. So we can get out of here, but then we were possibly in the middle of a fight.
But think of
I
how much more
understand
we
your-
could get paid if we stay and fight.
There is no point in being paid if the very people who are paying us are having their own culture destroyed in the process. I cannot ask any of you to do this for any reasons other than your own. I have sworn to protect this family, and I have sworn to get her back into control in any way that I can. My choice is really no longer my own.
Ricardo? Angelo?
Yeah, he'll look over, and he'll be like, "Yeah, man of honor, very nice. I will follow you into battle."
Honestly, I'm just having such a good time with you folks. Like, I don't really get to have this much fun normally, and it's nice to be with a group of people that just, like, get me, you know? So whatever you guys want to do, I'm game.
I suspect we will be counting on that happy face of yours quite a bit in the next few hours.
Happy face, happy voice. All I need now is a happy wife, and I got a happy life, yo.
Well, you have a few hours in a drum. How hard could it be?
He, like, gives a wink to each one of you separately.
I imagine Yella's got a flask. To our survival or our demise.
Cheers.
And there's a knock at the door, and no, I wrote down the name. Glenhorn, which was the halfling woman you had spoken to earlier, kind of walks in and she was like, we had a new contract, as well as I have the bottles of mead for you all. Hands the contract over, says, I really hope that you are staying on. Shouldn't be too bad. We were able to close off most of the school, but you know, it would be nice to have some backup here.
Well, we'll just have to see this. Never take a job without reading the contract first. And,
Understandable.
Mila's gonna sit down on a chair and put her feet up on the table and start reading it.
Does that mean we shouldn't drink the mead? Should we be cautious of the mead?
Is the bottle sealed?
Yes.
Drink away. If you haven't had mead before, if you drink too much of it, you get a headache.
Not if you drink as much as I normally do.
I would say, like, you've all noticed Neela's presentation changes, whether she's with you three or somebody else is in the room. Like, a lot of the flamboyance goes away, and
Yeah.
loyal to Coin and loyal to you all, and not much else.
Would it be possible to see the location this ritual is happening?
Yes, we can take you down and show it to you. It's just in one of our workshop rooms. It's kind of the best, deepest part of the mountain and difficult to get to, fairly secure, warded, in case something does go wrong. We keep those, as students have accidents all the time, but we aren't really anticipating much fallout. There might be some disruptions to the magical energies.
Out of character, do we know what this ritual is supposed to do?
So you know that the plan is that it is going to essentially prevent Taral and anyone associated with him from using magic. Not only just that they will no longer be able to cast magic, but not be able to use magical items, kind of removing them as a threat.
Yeah. So it's a coup de grace moment if this ritual goes off. Bahama wins, right? Basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But we now know that the ritual isn't what we think it is.
From Advent, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, those character weakness boxes are awesome. I'm not allowed to be skeptical. That's terrible.
But you know to be right now. Like you've been told. So like there is that.
I don't see how that changes things.
Glidhorn's kind of getting a little impatient watching you read over the contract.
Get to the end. There's a slight grammatical error on page 2, but it doesn't really change anything in the meaning of this, so sign with a big flourish.
Wonderful.
What part of the ritual will you be taking place in? And I'm going to try to chat her up and distract her and find out what she knows.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, gonna use another detect thoughts on her.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. She is a vault. You can't. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh.
Yeah. She's pleasant and informs like, oh, well, she's one of the key points that there are 8 members of each ritual, 8 rituals, all kind of appealing to one aspect of the two-faced gods. So as well as following the 8 different schools of magic to all bind together into this one ritual. So her aspect is in illusion. That is her speciality.
Interesting.
And so yeah, she kind of gathers up the contract and says, "Well, it should be a couple of hours. We're letting all the students kind of get down the mountain a little bit, and then we'll start the ritual. So we'll have somebody come and call you as soon as the students have left, just so you can be on guard. But you can take a little bit of a rest, enjoy some mead. There's some food that we have." We'll bring up for you all so you can get a little bit of a break in. And that is actually where we are going to take a short break from the game. So our players
That's
and
timing.
can also get some refreshments.
Yep.
Fantastic. We will be back in about 15 minutes. In the meantime, everyone get a little bit of rest and enjoy these videos. Supposing the button works tonight.
To a fairy, little wings. Yeah, Candace
Candace and Abe, they were friends of mine. Candace, nice girl. Only wanted two things in this world. To marry her fiancé Abe, and to have a white tiger she could call her own. This is their story.
That this show, like many of ours, is sponsored by Hero Forge. So be sure to check them out. You can build your perfect character for your tabletop, minis. Look, if you wanted to commission a custom mini, it'd be very expensive. This is the greatest way to build your character up in a mini. So if you haven't been to heroforge.com, make sure to check them out. And if you have, make sure to check them out anyways, because they drop new stuff every Tuesday. So there'll be cool new items and features, something. Never know what it is until it's there. Also, keep an eye out for when Hero Forge 2.0 comes out. No set date on it yet, but if you follow us on YouTube, you'll certainly get the news. Anyways, let's find out if this ritual is what it appears to be. Dawn, take it away.
All right, welcome back. So we are going to jump back in. So our adventurers have all had a little bit of time to rest, to enjoy the college mead, have some snacks, and Advent actually comes to let you know that the ritual is just about ready, and the last of the students are heading off down to the mines. So he says, I guess probably the most secure place for you to kind of wait is there's a library that leads down to the workrooms. That is kind of, there's one way in, one way out. Whereas the foyer is a little bit larger and might, if anyone's hiding, be able to get past.
You feeling all right? Are you ready?
A little nervous. There were some final calculations I had been hoping to make, but we rushed through them. I like to double, triple, quadruple check things, and instead we just have made the calculations and in ensuring that Haros has granted us with the knowledge we need.
So, remind me again, how is the ritual going to take away magic only from our enemies and not from all of us? And where's that magic going to go?
Well, it's kind of creating a bit of a dead magic, but it's targeting towards those who have followed Terrell. That's some of the items that I have brought with me kind of will help us to target like his specific bloodline and those who have taken an oath to him.
They have the same bloodline?
Yeah.
Well, the different his mother and father. He had his mother was related to Bahama's father, but he has a different mother, so
Literally brother from another mother. I see.
yes.
So you're tracking the, wait, fancy word, incoming in my brain. The matriarchal bloodline? Or the patriarchal bloodline?
Shoot. It's whichever one doesn't match. I forgot which one I said. Baham.
Me too. How do you do that? That seems like more than just magic. That seems like science.
Well, I suppose there is quite a lot of calculations, and we did have to get samples to be components as part of the ritual.
Like you stole their hair?
A little bit more than that.
Okay, say no more. Woo!
Just a little bit of blood, in a fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yes, we should probably get this ritual started fairly soon. So unless there's any last minute questions, I can lead you down, and then I will head on into the ritual room and set our security measures in place.
2 quick questions. What happens if it goes wrong, and how will we know if it's going wrong?
Well, there's to be some expected environmental reactions, possibly a little bit of quaking as we're disrupting the magical field. There might be some magic surges. It's probably, once it's completed, going to be fairly obvious, a bit disorientating, but everything should kind of maybe a moment of lightheadedness, and then everything should be clear. If things are going poorly, I don't actually know.
But we're gonna keep our magic, right?
That is the plan.
Can I insight check him, please?
Yes, you can.
I do not trust this gentleman.
Yeah, you can tell that he is not telling the whole truth. He is being very specific with what he is saying. But there is...
What aren't you telling us? Come on, we've protected you for over a week now.
All right. Well, I would appreciate it if you didn't tell anybody outside this room. But I'm part of a group that would like to see both Bahama and Terrell unseated. We're worried that if either side truly does win, those who support them will continue the war. So perhaps it would be best to start fresh. A number of the people who I am allied with are on various merchant councils, and we would like to set up like a council for rule rather than relying on one individual.
Would those two be part of the council? Or, because if you destroy them, then the supporters are going to kill everyone.
Well, we first have to bring a stop to this conflict. So if we're successful, I suppose we'd be open to adding them as members of the council if they are all right with it. I don't see Terrell perhaps agreeing to it, but Bahama may.
This is so much bigger than I thought it was.
I am tracking very hard, Yinit.
Yeah, he's just, this is what he's thinking, just racing thoughts, trying to figure out what he's going to do. Because somebody standing right in front of him just told him that they're going to try and stop the person he has sworn to protect.
Ricardo, how are you reacting?
Well, Ricardo, he looks around the room. He looks at the person saying the news. He's like, "Hello, my name is Ricardo Tortuga. I don't think we have met, but I have a question for you. Once they are dead, what will stop the power grab from someone from this council to come in and take over?"
Well, we are not, first of all, we are not planning on killing either, just removing them from being able to
Right, and he gives a big wink, removing.
and the council would be made up of a large group with equal Right, so I suppose, yes, at any point somebody could try and take over, but not having a set ruling family makes it much better, and we would like the council to be more elected officials. So, they would have their own supporters, but be able to balance out each other.
Just out of curiosity, are you wanting to run for this council?
Oh no, I'm not good in
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, I would much prefer time with my books and back with Romir. I do miss him, and he's not one for politics either.
Who's that?
My partner.
Well, there goes my
And so
chance.
I think they said no like 7 times. So I just want to do a quick insight just to kind of determine if that was really the truth. Because usually you can say no once. You don't have to repeat yourself a lot unless you're hiding something.
Sure.
If that's okay, just to see if
Yep.
it might be happening. Let's see. Insight. Oh, there it is. 17.
17.
He's
If I were to do detect thoughts at the same time, could it be like he says one thing but thinks a different thing?
I mean, you could. He could be thinking something different than what he's saying. From that insight, you get the sense that no, he is being truthful.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter.
What doesn't
We
matter,
can't-
Unit?
None of it. The only thing that matters is someone is about to show up here and try and stop this person from doing that ritual. The only thing we decide is whether they succeed or fail. Do we let them go past us and kill this man? Or do we stop them, let him do his ritual, and try and figure out the mess afterwards?
Where I come
Yeah, but
from,
like if we lose our magic too, then we don't.
I cannot speak to that. I have none.
I'll say where I come from. This is sort of how we do things. The people vote for who they want to oversee them on different voyages. Divvy up power, treasure equally. Works pretty well. Unless you get mutinied. Then not so well. But anyway.
Are we all, okay with moving forward and ensuring we can finish this ritual then?
Advent, do not anticipate outcomes. Simply succeed.
That is my plan.
Do you have a backup plan?
I think that's us.
At this point, no. I guess the backup plan is if this doesn't work, we brace for whatever Terrell sends off.
Right.
All right.
We did try so hard, and we got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yep,
and on
awkward
that note,
dancing from the monk.
he leads you down deeper into the mountainside, and you pass kind of where it seems like the classrooms, the living quarters are, and you come down into a library, decent sized room, and Advent kind of says, well, the rest of the folks are back there. We've closed off all of the doors. I'm going to, once I get in, close and lock the door, and that should hopefully prevent as much any of the kind of fallout while the ritual is happening before it's completed from escaping the room, keep you protected. But things might get a little weird. And yes, best of luck. Hopefully you just get to sit here and feel free to read any of the books. They're a little bit more on the technical side, but I find them
Ben.
entertaining.
Are you scared?
A little. That's a big task, and I like to go into things with lots and lots of prep time. We've had to move things up to ensure that the world stays safe.
Well, hey, I hope that if it comes to it, I can inspire you. You got this.
Thank you. I do feel better knowing
Good.
you guys are out here.
Would you object to us sealing you in?
Oh no, that would be perfectly fine. I can send you a message once we are complete to let us out. And
Alright.
yeah, he goes back down through a hallway. There's like a little storage room, and goes through a set of doors. He closes one door, and there is a door that you can kind of use to seal him in.
So I'm going to use pythons. Just bang like 4 or 5 of them around the door to make it so it can't open until they're all removed.
Yep.
Oh, that's
help
what
you
a
out.
python is. Thanks.
Are in this library, and a few minutes pass. You start to notice kind of a like static electricity feel to the air, that you get the sense of the ritual started, and there's like a momentary, like just slight quake to the ground, not enough to like knock any books over or anything. It's just that like momentary, like, what just did the ground just shake? Okay. And
You said there's one way into this room, right?
yes.
Okay. So yeah, in it is sitting on a table facing that, and I'm just using elemental attunement. There's just almost like a crystal ball of water and air, just spinning between his hands as he waits and stares at the door.
All right.
It's just a harmless sensory effect.
Yella would like to do a little bit more prep, if possible, and set up a tripwire across that door.
Okay.
And Ricardo will help with that tripwire because he has a pole of collapsing. So he's going to make a very obvious looking like tripping hazard by expanding the pole of collapsing in the doorway or whatever that's like looks like it coming in. So then her thing will hopefully not be looked at because they'll think, oh, they're stupid. Look at this, a pole at the bottom of the door.
Yep.
All right. So you guys get that set up. Angelo, is there anything you're doing in these first few moments?
Yeah, I have something that I want to use, but I don't know if I want to say it right now. I think you know what I'm talking about, and I want to set it up kind of near the door. It's one of those 3 special items that we talked about. Okay.
Yeah, I need a sorry.
Okay. You folks see Angelo sitting, after everything's been set up, the pole and the trap and whatever, and Angelo's just sitting kind of by the door and appears to just be playing with a doll.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so a few more moments pass by, and let's see. All of a sudden, in the middle of the library, a unicorn appears and kind of stomps around, snorts a little bit, kind of upset, like looks around at you four, like kind of walks around a little bit, looks around, and about a minute later it disappears.
Yep.
Is that me drugged? I just saw a unicorn.
I told you we couldn't trust it. Can I say we can't trust it? I saw it too.
Illusions, we were told.
True.
And,
Besides, only the evil may fear a unicorn.
Angelo and Unit, since you're both paying attention to the door, you hear kind of faintly down the hallway chanting, and it seems to be getting closer and closer.
They're coming.
And as it gets louder and louder, does anybody speak Draconic?
I will cast Comprehend Languages so I can.
You can hear in Draconic chanting, saying, Terrell the Cruel shall live forever. Terrell the Cruel shall live forever. Getting louder and louder and louder.
I'll tell everybody that that's what is being said.
And it sounds like they
when
are...
you call yourself the Cruel.
Sounds like they are just about to the other side of that door.
Want to hide kind of near the door so I can stabby with sneak attack the first person that comes in.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bookshelves and a bench close to the door that you'll be able to hide behind. Let's jump over to...
So you disappear into nothingness.
I step by the bookshelf and just...
So if everybody wants to place themselves where you would like to be, since you've gotten advance notice on
And yeah, I'm sitting on that table in sort of cross-legged position with that ball. I'm trying to be the first thing they see when they come in the room.
Okay.
Is this the door over here that I pipe and close, or is it the one down the hall a little further?
It's the one down the hall a little further. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the first guards kind of throw open the doors, and your traps get to go off. So
the wire's just to trip people as they come in the room.
Okay. So yeah, that will trip up the first two, because you kind of get the sense that they were heading at a good pace. They were not trying to be sneaky at all, hence the chanting.
Yep.
And so, yeah, these two kind of fall into the room and fall prone. And I'll go ahead and have everybody roll initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Do we get a surprise
You will get
round?
a surprise
Okay.
round. Especially because you're so stealthy.
That's better.
Nothing's happening when I click this button.
Initiative?
Click on the actual text initiative. Is it not
Yeah,
doing
it's
anything?
lighting up and no.
No.
Oh, roll 20 sometimes gets slow, so like you might actually have like 5 initiative rolls coming in.
Oh, or like 25.
There they
Yeah.
are.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so I'm going to
So,
take the
1, 2,
first
3,
one.
4, 5.
20.
There were 6.
I think we're gonna take the 24.
That was the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, the first
23?
one was 18.
Oh, wrong one. Yep,
Yeah, the first one was 18.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that was the previous fight.
wrong
Yeah.
end.
Wow. I guess that just means that Angelo gets to go, 6 times this round?
Yeah.
That's what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Looks
so
like
these
Fiercest
9.
mockery to everyone.
9 times? Yeah, 9 times this round. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Like 30
Your
points
mother,
of vicious
your
mockery.
mother, your mother.
One-liner after one-liner.
And then you see one
Uh,
guy's like, mother.
So these two individuals kind of fall down and are laying prone, and everyone is going to get a surprise round. So we're going to start with Yella.
Cool. So pulling out my short sword, and since they are prone, I get advantage, and they also don't know I'm there. Oh, 15? Does that hit?
Yes, that will hit.
All right, so it's 7 piercing damage plus 13 sneak attack damage because I forgot to do that before.
Yeah, you plunge your short sword in and hit. This guy doesn't have very good armor, so you're able to get like right between those plates and hit a vital organ, and you kind of feel him breathe out, and you think he's down for the count.
Cool. Then I'm going to spin around this pillar and hide as a bonus action.
All right. All right, so now we come to Angelo.
This is the surprise round.
Yep. Also known as the no repercussions round.
I like that.
Okay. I wish I could see the screen and my character sheet at the same time. That's what's challenging me right now. So there's one guy came in, fell down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we attacked one of them, the same one that fell down.
Two of them fell down. So one of them already is dead, and the other one is laying on the ground.
Okay. So I'm just gonna like go up to the one on the ground and just take out a dagger and just do a little try and stab it.
All right.
Maybe. If my sheet doesn't do the thing. There we go.
There you go.
And don't forget it's at advantage because
Yeah.
prone.
Yeah. Yeah.
With melee.
So roll again, see if you roll a 20.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you roll a crit. Or the same
That
number
would be
with bigger
nice.
damage.
Wouldn't it?
It's
Oh,
better,
well, see,
but-
that's one of those
they're
horrible
piercing.
moments because it's a better roll, but it's less damage.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I'll let you take the first damage because
Aw, what a nice
Oh.
DM.
You have earned the tag benevolent.
It does hit either way. So
Yeah.
you plunge your dagger in and you hit something fairly vital, but he is still breathing while face down on the floor. All right. So I'm gonna just move your marker over to in front of him. I know you couldn't see him. Character sheet. So. Is that where you want it to be?
Can I've got movement left still, right? I can move back?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna move back.
Yep. All right.
I'm done.
And then we come to Unit.
Off the table, forward roll across the room, jump over the two bodies on the ground, land here. The one right in front of me gets a sword to the chest. 13 probably misses. I already rolled the damage.
That will hit.
Oh, it does. Okay. In that case, 10 points of damage from the sword.
Okay.
And it's still.
And he falls.
He's down. Okay. In that case, the unarmed attack on the second one. That's better.
That will hit.
It's 12 points.
You bring down that second one.
Whoa.
And I still have the one attack from my bonus action. I looked down at the one that's on the ground. It's already wounded. I'm sorry. And in the back of the neck. Oh, actually, technically this would be an advantage. So that's either an 18 or a 9. So yeah, let's take that 18. Let's pretend that 9 never happened. Sorry, no, that was a hit. That wasn't a damage. I owe you 1 damage roll. Oh, it keeps doing that. It should be there. 7 for that last one.
Yes. You kind of bring that down, and you can kind of hear his nose crack into, and you think that you sent his nose up into his brain. So
yeah,
he is dead.
And just look up at the hallway, just totally ignoring the 4 guards that are left and just locking eyes with those 2 behind.
All right.
Just stand back up.
Ricardo.
Ricardo will have his sword at the ready, brandish it and turn the flames on, and he will look at the... Oh, wait, is the one that's already in front of me dead?
Yes.
That one's dead already? Okay, so he will rush around the corner, going right there, and attack that first guard. And as he rushes at him, he will say, "My name is Ricardo Tortuga. You have done me wrong, and you will pay." And then, he's going to attack with his fiery longsword.
All right.
And that will be normal roll. And that's a 15 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
All right. And then I adjusted it because he's a duelist.
Oh, very nice.
So It was a +7. So now it's 12 slashing, and then I added the fire, so 5 fire.
Yeah, you slash right through his chest, and he falls. So, all right.
And then I guess I'll just turn to the next guy, and I'll be like, "My name is Ricardo Tarantula. You have wronged me. Prepare to die." And then I will fight him as well.
All right.
Normal roll.
You kind of just like he slides a little bit out of the way, and you catch just a little bit of his armor. Yeah. So all right. So
he doesn't mind spiders.
You feel that kind of static electricity again, and I would like everyone to make a wisdom save.
Does it matter that I'm not a caster?
No.
Okay.
Average.
Oh, below average.
I'm so wise.
Okay. You all turn into potted plants.
All
Can
of
I
us?
use Indomitable and re-roll that saving throw? Or is it too late?
But I got a 20.
Say that you're going to use it before I say the
Okay,
result.
it's fine then. I'm a plant. I'm fine with
Yeah,
it.
you're
Yeah.
a plant. So everybody.
Angelo rolled 20. Why am I a plant?
You rolled a
Oh,
20.
pardon
Oh
me.
no, Angelo, you are not a plant. So you are surrounded by plants, except for the one in the very back, who's kind of staring at his companions, who have suddenly also turned into potted plants, like various kinds. There's like a gardenia and a big like yucca plant.
I like to think I'm a fern
Sure.
So even our
because it works
enemies
with the
are
motif,
plants?
right?
Yes. All but the one furthest down. You see
Yeah.
him. He kind of looks similar to these folks that you had been fighting, but he's got some much better armor, and he kind of just looks around at it. And Angelo, it's Nyla, you can make a wisdom saving throw. Again.
Alrighty. Nope.
Okay. You are still a potted plant.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Angelo, it is your turn.
Okay. So I just have to attack the one not planted guy. This is definitely an enemy, right? I can see that this is definitely an enemy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. First I'm gonna like call down the hallway. Do you know what's going on? Why are all our friends plants?
What?
I said, why are all of our friends plants?
I don't know.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna kill you. You're stupid. I wish you knew more to save your own life.
All right. Wisdom saving throw.
And
he
roll it
failed.
the second time for damage because you
Yeah.
do too.
Yeah, roll it again for the damage.
I just pressed the same thing again.
Yep.
Yep. Need to press it harder next time.
Or like, what did you say before? Change the color?
Change the color of your dice.
Yeah.
It probably won't help, but it can't hurt.
All right. He's gonna kind of look around, and all right. He's going to start saying several words, and he is going to cast Fireball into the room. So I would like Angelo make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, the rest of plants don't get dex saves. Oh, well done.
Nice. So that
You leap behind one of the potted plants
Yeah,
to hide from
yeah.
the effect.
oh no.
Oh,
This
man.
plant is on fire.
Oh.
My friends are on fire.
Okay, so you only take 12 points of fire damage. Everyone else, you suddenly turn back into yourself as the pot that you were a plant in breaks, and you all take 20 points of fire damage.
20. Okay.
subtract the pot damage.
That's good. Pot acted as armor. I like that.
And
Oh, that made it pot armor.
Oh.
Just, yeah. Sorry.
and he kind of looks around at the he threw it far enough so that it didn't hit any of his folks, and he looks around and he's like, ah, damn it. You're all plants. And he is going to. All right, so we're back up at the top of the next round. And suddenly, all of the other figures that were potted plants are no longer potted plants. As they kind of bounce back. And it is Yella's turn.
Oh, back up to me already.
Yep.
Cool. So, all right, they're not
couldn't
potted
do
plants
anything.
20. All right, I'm gonna come up in here. Just be like, let's clear this hallway, and I'm gonna smack my hands together to cast Thunder Wave.
Excellent.
Nice.
Only 7 points of damage. There go my first level spells. Or no, I still have one more.
So yeah, all of the cultists at the front are looking pretty, like there's blood coming out of their ears that definitely did a decent amount. If
they failed, they are also pushed 15 feet away from me.
Feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, let's see.
Yep.
All of them do. They failed. He did not, but he did. So, he goes off the map. He's back 10 more feet. Back. All right.
And then I will back up. And actually, I'll go to this side and hide.
All right. And we're at unit.
Yep. Oh, especially now that the road's clear. I'll just step up to here first. With hardly even looking at him, it's a sword strike to the minion. 19.
Yep, that hits.
For 8 points.
Yep, he's gone.
Okay, and just keep walking and walk to here and look to this guy in the armor and just twice right underneath the armpit with a short punch. First
Yeah,
one,
now that-
22. Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That will hit. Now that you're up standing there, there's not a person in that armor.
Oh, it's just empty. Okay, so that was the second strike, the one below. So here's for the 22, was 10 points. And then the last one's 6. So 16 on the last 2 punches into the armor.
Okay. Yeah,
Assuming it's not resistant to bludgeoning.
Yeah. It is. It's you're making some dents in the armor. And now it is its turn. And hey, you're standing right there.
Right
So,
here.
It raises one fist and swings down, and I'm guessing a 15 doesn't hit.
Nope.
All right. And it swings down, but 25.
That does hit.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
All right, and we go to it is it's going to take a step forward, and we go to Ricardo.
Oh, right. Ricardo's gonna step forward as well.
Oh yeah.
And go up to this knight and be like, "Hello, my name is Ricardo Tambolini." You do not look like a person, so prepare to do whatever it is that is equivalent to dying. And then, longsword. All right, 17 to hit on that one.
That misses.
All right, he's going to try again. 27 to hit on that one.
That hits.
And he's gonna use one of his precision attacks, because why not? So with that, do a superiority die and add it to the roll, which is a D10. I've been rolling D12 or D8s. Ha, 9. So 9 slashing, 7 fire, and an additional 9.
All right.
I guess.
26 points.
Dents into it. Yeah, there's a sizable dent in one of the arms. It's moving a little oddly. All right, so we're gonna go to the one who got pushed back. He's going to. Is he gonna run there? You see him moving his hands around and speaking. He's speaking always in Draconic, and he is going to disappear for a moment and appear here as he casts Dimension Door.
Much more.
And then these two remaining cultists kind of close in on Unit and are going to attack with their swords. First one, 19.
Just hits.
All right. For 2 points of slashing damage. And, 22.
That hits.
7 points of slashing damage.
Much better than your friend. You at least leaned into it.
This one's going to move up a little bit further. Right. And we're back at the top of the round. You feel that staticky feeling again. And everyone make another DC, or make another wisdom save.
God.
This is better.
17.
11. Oh, I reread Indomitable. It says on a saving throw you fail, you can do it. So if I failed, I could roll it again.
Okay.
So.
All right. So everybody grows a long beard made of feathers, and they kind of float around. And you look around, and even the figure with the armor has this weird beard coming out of it, except for the cultists. They both are standing there looking at everyone like, where did these beards come from? All right, and Yella, we're back up to you.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and dash over to this person here.
All right.
Where are you going? And do a nice swipe at them with my short sword. Now, because I was stealthing, but will I get sneak attack on this?
You didn't know where you were, so...
I do have to run up to him, so I could see it going either way. So whatever one you roll up towards with.
Let me just see. He rolled crap on his perception, so yes, you get your sneak attack. You
Cool.
did not
Did the 15 hit?
That does hit.
Cool. And then I'm gonna use... Apologies again, still learning this class. I'm gonna do a slashing flourish, and so I can roll another d6 to add to that damage. So I feel like this guy's the one I need to worry about.
Yep.
Yeah, you bring it in. He's looking not so great.
Where are you going? We just met. Let's talk. And that's my turn.
All right, Angelo. So this warlock has appeared, and it sounds like there are still some figures down the hallway.
How do I get what these awesome humans have where they get to damage so much with just one attack? That's what I want to know. Is that because of your class? Is that because I'm a noob?
It's because they're class.
You're the wrong kind of bard to be doing big damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's fine. Okay, so can I read a spell to you and you tell me how it works?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and click on it.
If you click on it, it'll pop up in chat.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I want to cast Confusion.
Oh,
good one.
That'd be good.
But I don't know. It says a 10-foot radius. So I need to be somewhere where that would cause the most. So I'm assuming if I can move myself, it would be best to do it here, right?
So you don't have to be in that 10-foot radius. It is, you have to be within 90 feet, and then it's everything in that 10-foot radius.
Including my allies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you could...
That's no good.
Well, I don't know how you... Like, you could make that radius go against the wall, so it only could hit, like... I don't know if the armor would be affected by it, but, like, you hit... Like, if you were down there, you could potentially just hit the bad guys.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
But ultimately, you've seen Enid is mowing these people like grass, so...
So it wouldn't be the smartest move to do that, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying between Enid and Ricardo, there are 6 or 7 bodies on the floor already in this hall.
So I'm better off. I'm still learning.
Do you have anything like for like lightning or? Do you have Dissonant Whispers by chance?
Have what, sorry?
Dissonant Whispers. It's a level 1.
No.
I mean, if you still wanted to use Confusion, just cast it, sort of there. And then it's 10 feet away. It gets this guy. But not our heroic other bard.
I see. You know what? Sure.
Sorry, I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you options.
No,
so.
It's okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Let me throw one more spell in there. Just for me learning purposes. Thank you for being so patient with me. I also have Bane. And if you cast at higher levels, what does that mean? Like, does that just mean the spell is better?
Usually, like, you do more damage or you can target more creatures.
Yeah.
Bane, I think, targets extra people, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
But Bane is exceptional.
Just throw that in there.
And it's 3 creatures you can see, so you can hit any 3 of these.
Yeah, so if you were to step into that, like, doorway, you would be able to see them.
Right, and see.
You'd be a little too far away to also get the one by Yella.
If you stood right here, you could... Well, I don't know if that
but this one.
I think I'd rather get 1 on each side than get 2 down one hallway. So I'm going to go with those 2. Do I have to roll anything?
Nope.
Actually, Bane gives you 3.
Yeah.
I know, but I can't reach it. right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it could get this
So
one
that one's too far
and
away.
that guy from right there.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do
I
that.
don't even have to ask what the DC is. I rolled so low on all of them.
Oh,
They
no.
all are banned.
Nice.
Yes.
Good job.
All right.
Nice.
The
So-
finger gun. The finger gun's a
did it.
failure.
Nice.
Did a good thing, but I don't know what I did. Can somebody explain what Bane does?
It means that attack rolls and saving throws, they'll have to subtract a d4 from all of their rolls. So it makes it harder for them to do stuff and
Yes.
easier
Right.
for them to get hurt. So very good.
That's
Very good.
really
It's great
This,
to have
yeah.
bard
this is the
support
kind of bard
characters.
that you are.
Yeah.
Support bard.
Yeah.
Did
Just
you ha-
casts a spell and then goes, "What did I do?"
Mhm.
Did you have any bonus actions like bardic inspiration or?
Yeah. Do I have to be within a certain space for that, or can I just
I think it's within 60 feet.
inspire people?
Yeah, I think you're close enough to
50 feet?
on
60
this
feet?
map.
I
You
don't
can
remember.
get
30
everybody.
or 60, I can't remember.
I
have
I'm
it.
going to. I think I've inspired everyone but Unit. Unit.
Oh, you inspired me
You-
earlier. In fact, it got me a hit, but
Oh,
I'll take another one. I'll take
really?
another one.
Are you
I don't
sure?
mind. I really will.
Okay, sure. You convinced me. You just are just the most attractive monk that I've ever seen.
So now
I'm
we're
inspired.
at unit.
Okay, so yeah, I looked down and I'm beat up all over the place. And again, it's the one to the west of me first. Just the sword just snaps out. Where'd it go? There it goes, snapping out. Yeah, that's better. So 8 to that one.
Oh, that falls.
Think that's been dropping them. So yeah, unarmed attack to the one directly to the south of me. Oh, there
yeah.
it is.
Oh.
Just to see, that's 10.
Yep.
And
He's
then turn around and kick the armor right in the ass. If a 20 hits, 7 more damage.
20 hits.
So, yeah, my attacks are magical, but they are bludgeoning. So
All right. Yeah, you've made a nice like foot-shaped dent in the rear end.
yep.
All right, and it is going to it'll make one attack at each of you. So the first one we'll go with Ricardo, 22.
Yep, that hits.
For 15 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
And the second one, I'm guessing 13 will miss.
Oh yeah.
All right. And then there is another quake. This time it's a bit more. I'd like everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, finally.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh, those 23s feel good. They do.
Yes.
So
Oh, and
everybody
20.
like
Oh dear.
holds their
Oh, dear.
footings except for Ricardo. You
Yep.
kind of in taking that damage, so you are knocked prone.
ouch.
Ricardo
Okay.
Toppler.
And we come to Ricardo's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to use half my movement to get up then. And then I think I will strike at the knight that's in front of me still.
Okay.
So let me do that real quick. So 23 to hit.
Yep, that definitely hits.
All right, 15 slashing and 6 fire. And then how bad is this guy looking? Is he pretty dented up at this point?
Yeah, he's not moving so well. It's like very hard to move. You're thinking probably not too many more hits to take this
Okay.
down.
I'll look over to Init and be like, "Do you wish to help the others?" As I'm like slashing and do that. And I just need like a nod. Okay, because I was going to do maneuvering attack, which would let you move half of your movement to go back to help the other one. So if you want to do that, I can do it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will do that. I'll expend one of my superiority die, and on that hit, I'll be maneuvering and attacking him just enough that I have his full attention, which means that it won't provoke any opportunity attacks against Init as he runs off to assist with the other one who got through our defenses.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I got half movement, right?
Half of your movement. So yeah, for you, was that 25?
25, yeah, that gets me to there through the doors.
Yep. And since I used that, I do an extra 9 damage.
Oh.
All right.
Because I used superiority.
Oh no, this is for you.
And that was just the first attack. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hit him again.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna miss this time.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm gonna do second wind. 1d10 plus fighter level. Let's see. Where's that? D10. 10 plus 10, 20.
All right.
Sweet. So I go right back up.
That put you back into triple digits.
Quest,
No, not quite.
I know what I'm
still...
multiclassing.
All right. So,
All right.
We survive. You're my first mate.
And then, yeah, I'll just stay there, just essentially kind of blocking the way and continuing to wait for the hit.
The figure standing next to you is going to try and get by you, but not move out of your melee range, and he's going to pull out a short sword and swing at you.
Cool.
And
subtract a
miss.
d4 because of the bane.
Yep. Well, he missed without adding that in. He's going to make another attack and also miss completely.
Yes.
Yep. That's fantastic. And we are. There are no more cultists. So you feel that electric energy again, and would like everybody to make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Wisdom saves. I am not a wise.
I don't like wisdom. Oh, I like wisdom. I like wisdom now. I've changed my mind completely.
My saves have just been horrible.
Okay. Oh dear.
If it's bad, I'm gonna use
love the sound effects.
I think. I think I'm gonna do Indomitable. I'm gonna roll one more time. See what happens. That was wisdom. Come on, big money, big. Oh!
Oh no!
It's worse.
That static electricity energy grows and grows and grows and grows, and you take, as everybody else is able to kind of like move around a little bit to like discharge it, but especially because you're on the ground, you take 5 lightning damage. And Nyla, you also see that the figure in front of you also takes the lightning damage.
Excellent.
And we're back up to Nyla.
If you say no, I'm totally fine with it. Can I move over here, hide, and then attack?
No, he knows where you are.
Okay, fair enough. I'm totally, like I said, totally fine.
That seems like something I would try.
And I'm going to say, this is how you hit. And I'm going to go swing in. It's 9 piercing.
That will hit.
And then also, again, going to roll another d6. Ah, just a 1. Boo.
Okay. He's looking pretty rough.
Hold on. I'm just trying to see if I have any other fun bonus actions. No. I'm gonna save my last bardic inspiration for doing fancy footwork stuff, but I'm gonna try to be like just kind of in front and stopping him from moving.
Okay. All right. So we're at Angelo. Sorry.
I'm gonna rush to my fellow bard, and flank, and I am going to know how to click buttons, and gonna try and slit its throat. And I get advantage for flanking, right?
Yes.
Correct. Aha! Discovered a thing.
14.
It's a caster, probably has low AC.
Yeah, that hits.
I can hope.
He is still standing, but just barely. Like, you've just barely missed that major artery. But there is a good gush of blood. There is another quake. I'd like everybody to make another dexterity save.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm really hoping this mage fails. Oh, he has
He
to subtract.
fails. So you slit his throat and then he falls prone. And everybody else is able to stay up. So now we are at unit. Unless you you had a bonus action.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So quick look over my shoulder to see that Ricardo of the many T's is still doing just fine. 7, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I will run to there. No, you know what? No, I won't. I'm going to run to there. And I am going to burn 2 key points. Just because I haven't done this yet tonight. And this is probably too early. There's probably a secondary boss. But anyway. It's this one. Yes. So I would like to do water whip. So I throw like I'm throwing a baseball, and this hose of water comes out of my hand, wraps around him, and pulls. So I need a dex save. Please, DC 15, I think?
I
15,
failed
yeah.
thanks to that bane.
Okay, so that is... it's 3d10 damage. Let me roll that. But then... I want to reach in and grab him and pull. Is this a pillar in front of me? This black circle? I didn't ask if that was a pillar or a table. Oh, it's a pillar. Perfect.
It's a pillar.
Face first into the other side of the pillar. Just.
All right. So
and then the water drops.
Yeah. So you do that and smack him face first, and his body falls limp and dead from the pillar. And you kind of have a moment of breathing. Everything seems fine. There's another quake. You guys kind of are starting to lose your footing a little bit. And then everyone, you suddenly feel it's this stomach dropping out, like that roller coaster falling down feeling. You see stars and have this feeling like you're going to faint. As your vision clears, you can tell something's not quite right. Looking around, Unit and Yella are both gone.
Before you even said anything, I was gonna ask if it was an okay time to use Staff of Healing. Now they're gone. This is my chance.
And as you're looking around, kind of dazed, unsure what just happened, colors seem dimmed. You feel super drained. the earth has stopped quaking for a moment, and the kind of, as you're thinking it over, you're kind of like, okay, this must have been whatever the ritual was. It must have completed. And then suddenly you feel that like stomach dropping out feeling again as the ground begins violently shaking and pieces of this roof starts falling down onto your heads. So, Ricardo and Angelo, what are you doing?
Is the knight still there up blocking me, or is he on the ground too, or?
He has just completely stopped still.
Okay. I guess I'll turn to Angelo and be like, so, where are the others?
I don't know, man, but we gotta get out of here.
I think you are right.
More and
We
more
must
chunks
leave.
are falling. The tunnel is getting blocked.
Are there windows? How
No,
high
you're
up
deep
are we?
underground.
Yeah,
Oh, down.
quickly, we must leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out with you this way.
All right, you guys are running through. Go ahead and make me a dexterity save to try and avoid the falling debris.
Yes.
Yeah!
Oh, there it is.
You guys
Waited all
both,
night for that. Oh.
Oh, man.
Make it out of the library. Make me I'm gonna have you do two more to see if you can make it out of the building.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
As the walls are coming down, big pieces. Oh.
That's
Yeah,
bad.
those ones aren't good.
So you guys make it out of the library, and as you're getting up the stairs, you just see that the stairwell is completely blocked as the tunnels fall in. There's no, it's solid stone.
Wait! I have a thing. I might be able to use it. Hold on, it's a teleportation circle.
Ooh.
Can I do this?
How long does that take to cast?
Is it a
It's a minute.
A minute.
I think it's a minute.
Do you have
Yeah, you're
dimension
not
door?
gonna have time to cast.
Shit.
And even as you start to draw out in desperation and doing the ritual, you're not getting that feeling that you always get as you're starting to cast, where you can feel the magical energy building. You're just going through the motions, but nothing's there. And the mountain comes down on all of you. Off in the distance, things begin to settle down over a couple of years as the world begins to adjust to the changes that have happened. A council is formed after the disappearance of all of the elves. Humans, half-orc, halflings, dwarves, all kind of come together and form a council. Ynit and Nala, you experience this strange feeling. The closest you've ever had is that, like, when you're falling asleep and you get that feeling of like you're falling, and then you wake up suddenly and are surprised to like be in your bed and not landing on the bottom of something. Except for when you wake up, you are in the middle of air, and then you are falling. And you take 16 points of fall damage as you land in rocky terrain and rubble. You're disoriented.
I use slow fall if I can. I'll just absorb that.
Yep.
Okay.
Ow. I'd like you both to make a perception check.
Are we together? We can see each other?
Yes, you are kind of as far apart as you were when you disappeared.
Okay.
Now, you looking around, you spot some of the stones laying down as, like, there's one that you recognize as an archway in the library you were standing. And both of you, as you're looking around, you kind of begin piecing together that you're standing where the library used to be, but looking up at the mountain, there's no top of the mountain. The whole mountain has slid down. And the more you look at it, you realize there are trees growing in the rubble. There are tall trees that have taken centuries to grow.
When
and you can
are
see
we?
often.
I think Yella, right off the bat, is gonna see the reality before her, but freak out a little bit, and try and start pointing at the rubble with sending, trying first to reach Angelo, and then trying to reach Ricardo, and just trying over and over and over again for a few moments.
You're not finding.
I just put my hand on one of the trees and just try and feel how old it is. I grew up in a forest.
Mm-hmm. It's about 950 years old.
It's been almost 1,000 years.
What?
This tree is almost 1,000 years old, and it's growing in the ruins.
What the
Where are the
hell
others?
is that ritual? They're not here.
I can't answer your other question. Don't anticipate outcomes, remember?
Can I make a request?
Mm-hmm.
Digging through the rubble, can I find one of Angelo's drums?
Make an investigation check.
Come on, Dice.
Please be nice.
Come on, Dice.
No.
So digging through
Inspiration!
I'm the dead.
You don't find one of Angelo's drums, but you do see Ricardo's sword.
And you see all of his names in it.
Yeah.
It says
both sides.
It's like Ricardo, Tortilla, Tortellini, Totino, Tortilla, Tiglioni, Totino, Tortuga, Tarantula, Tamberlini, Totinino, Taglieri, Totoro, Taglioezzi. So you know it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off in the distance, you can see smoke swirling up from a town where there should have only been a mining camp. And we're going to...
Shall we go and see what we have wrought?
Let's go.
So as you continue down the mountain, meanwhile, not too far below you, a band of kobolds stand over the bodies of several of the ritual members. Their daggers bloody, and several of the kobolds lay dead. Signs of lightning, fire, and other magical attacks scar their bodies. Their leader, though, raises his dagger and shouts out, "For Kadru!" And they run from the ritual room. Advin still remains stuck in some kind of stasis along with several other ritual members, breathing slowly, but not the kind of like one breath takes like 10 minutes. As the magical energy continues to crackle around them, the ritual interrupted, but not broken. And that's where we'll end our story.
Oh, Dawn, thank you. That was
Dang.
amazing.
That was beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you for playing this prequel.
What?
Oh,
Did you time
wow.
skip all the elves?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
What? Okay.
Before we go, I want to allow our wonderful players to let you know where you can find them, because we had some wonderful guests here tonight. So we'll kind of go around. Kevin, do you want to start us out?
Sure. Normally I would talk about Dirty 20 Gaming tonight, but instead I would like to talk about the people that are helping me over there. There's some people that have got my ass up to speed on how to stream properly, and people that have put my Discord together for me. They know who they are. I didn't ask permission to use their names, so they shall go nameless tonight, but they know who they are, and I want to thank them very, very much.
Saber, anything you want to plug or anything?
Well, actually, I just wanted to take a second to say, like, this is my first time ever streaming anything like this, and I was super nervous. I have lots of drama students who do improv all the time, and I'm always like, I don't do improv. It's not my jam. I don't like it. But I think it proved to me tonight that even if it's something that I'm not, super confident in, it's something that I can do. And I had a lot of fun, and I want to do this more. So for anybody watching, if you need another guest for one shot, or if you're running a campaign, you can reach out to me. I'm not really sure how at the moment. I don't have a channel or anything. Maybe just keep watching Mercs of Mischief, and hopefully I'll be back on this channel at some point, and you can reach out to me when I'm a little bit more ready for it, I guess.
Do you use Twitter at all?
Thanks for having me. I don't.
All right.
No, I have an
Join us.
Instagram, but that's about it.
Well, if you want to get in touch, reach out to us, and we'll put you guys in touch.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Megan.
I'm Dr. Megan. I'm a co-founder of Geeks Like Us. I'm the Dungeon Master for Clinical Role. It's a live play D&D game where all the players are psychologists and other therapeutic dungeon masters. Do a lot of things. I'm the host of the Brain Noodles podcast and the host for Psychology at the Table. And then I also have a private practice on top of that. So no wonder why I'm tired. But you can find me on Twitter at Megan Sidey, also on the Geeks Like Us Discord as at Megan Sidey as well.
Last but not least, Travis.
All right. Well, I go on Twitter by @GM_Travis_. I'm also on Instagram and on Twitch as well. But recently I just started streaming Elder Scrolls and Sea of Thieves with my buddy Anthony from Talon and Claw. And his channel is Talon, the letter N, Claw on Twitch. And we do that on Fridays and Sundays. And that's a whole lot of fun. So if anybody wants to join us, we'll be there. But otherwise, come to Twitter, join the community, and we'd love to have you.
Hey. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you
having me
so
again,
much
Dawn.
for everyone. Yeah. And
Dawn, how about you? Because you do other stuff too.
I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can find me at R4I Vlog on Twitter, and also Roll for Initiative on YouTube. I make videos with my partner Ryan all about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests.
Fantastic. Well, big thank you to all of our guests for joining us tonight. Thank you to Dawn for running this wonderful game. And don't forget that you can catch Kevin again tomorrow. He will be in the hot seat to the top left doing his Poison Paradise, a Deadlands game that we play weekly. Also, don't forget, later this week we've got what do we got? Oh, on Saturday we have a very special one shot being run by our friend Dead Aussie Gamer, and that is also going to feature some names you might recognize from YouTube if you watch D&D related animated stuff. There will be Aiden, Blaine Simple, and I'm gonna say it wrong. Hold on, let me just Zedrin. I almost said Excedrin. Zedriel, another YouTube creator. So it'll be a fun star-studded event, also featuring our own artist who put together a lovely overlay today, and all of the overlays you're going to be seeing this month. Melissa, also known as DipperDog15. So be sure to check out all of that. Hop into our Discord if you have more questions about anything. And until next time, I don't know, you got to sign off for this, Dawn?
No. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, bye.
Play games.
Candace and Dave were fighting zombies on a jet black hill at the end of days. Showed up in their wedding, now they're kinda dreading the zombie apocalypse.